What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader, and I'm coming back to you with my What to Buy on eBay video for this week. And I'm filming it a little earlier than I'd like to, but because of my work schedule, as I alluded to in my Tuesday TVC market update, I've just got kind of a weird schedule this week. So I picked mainly auctions that I know are ending after this video is going to air on Friday. As always, in the video description, there will be eBay affiliate links for all the items shown. And if you want to throw in a low early bid using those affiliate links and then come back later to try and win it, it will help out the channel at no cost to you. I really appreciate those of you that do that. It means a lot to me, and it does help out with the channel. I have a couple of shout outs to give for some YouTube supers. Robert Hart, he sent me a very generous super, and then again, Laugh It Up Fuzzball 70 sent me 2 supers this week for 2 different videos. So that's like 10 or 12 that Laugh It Up Fuzzball 70 has sent me. So I appreciate those of you guys that like what you see and you help support the channel with those super chats. It really means a lot. All right, so let's go ahead and dig in. I've got a wide array of stuff here. We're going to start off with some Unpunched TVC 1.0, and these are being listed at auction ending Sunday evening by a friend of mine. He did not ask me to show these on the video, but he's a collector like us, and I trust him to deliver these items in the condition shown. You can zoom in on all the photos to take a closer look to decide what kind of condition they're in. Most of them are in really great shape, and I think that, I know this seller, and he's just a great dude. I mean, he's just one of those guys that's like us, collects like us, not trying to rip anybody off, and he has very fair auction prices. As you can see here, they're all starting at like $1. So first is Luke Skywalker lightsaber construction, the US card unpunched with the Darth Maul offer sticker. That's at $10 right now. He also has the Revenge of the Jedi Darth Vader VC08 with the prototype FET offer. So this is the retail release, not the SDCC version, but again, unpunched and in good shape. That one is a starting bid price of $48. No bids yet on that one. And again, all these in Sunday evening. He has a Ben Quadraneros and Otaga 222. And this one is, again, an unpunched card, beautiful condition, character debut card. That's at $12.50. He has a Luke Skywalker indoor capture. That one is also at 99 cents. Again, unpunched US card. And then coup de grace is a CAS 90 VCPO3 rocket firing Boba Fett. Unpunched, beautiful condition. The subgrades are all straight 90s. So if you want one that's already graded, here you go. That one's at $56. And again, all of those items in Sunday evening. And he's just a great guy. Great guy, great seller. Can't recommend him enough. So now let's dig into some vintage items. And again, most, if not all of these, I think most of these, not all of them, are at auction. And the first is from You Changed. Always has beautiful high-grade foreign variants, weird variants. This is a no COO AT-AT Commander. So these are tougher to find than the standard Hong Kongs. UKG 85%. These would appear on like Trilogos or Palatoys. And so if you're looking for that no COO, little trickier to find that one. That one's at £2 20 pence. That one ends Saturday afternoon at 1:52 Central Time or 2:52 Eastern Time. The seller also has an item that you very rarely see loose graded, and that is the Probot from the Turret and Probot playset. It's graded UKG 80%. Really cool display here. I like the way that's displayed on that one. That one's already at 127 pounds, which is 161 US dollars. You can easily double this price. They usually sell for between $350 and $400 in 80 or 85 grade. So you can expect that price to jump even further, believe it or not. Very tough to find that one graded. And, because it came in a playset from, the ESP line of toys, the Turret and Probot playset. So UKG 80% Probot. Again, that one ends Saturday afternoon. The same seller also has some beautiful Lily Lettys that we're going to go through here. A UKG 80% Lily Letty Emperor's Royal Guard. That one's still inexpensive right now at about £2. Brand new case style on that one. He also has a UKG 80% 8D8 That is the Lily Letty version with the kind of the orangish eyes. Another tough one to find. It does have some chipping on the silver paint there, so you could maybe argue it's a little bit overgraded at 80%. I would say it's more like a 75 grade, so I would bid accordingly on that one. It's a little overgraded in my opinion, but still a very tough to find variant. And again, that one's only at £2 20 pence right now. Here are some other cool items, and this is a Lily Letty Cap 2 with that Lily Letty sticker on there. So this is the Lily Letty made in Macau on the actual date stamp, but this is for the Lily Letty version. So very cool item there. That one's at £16 and also ends Saturday afternoon in the US. Here's the coolest one. This one is really cool. This is a UKG 85% Hong Kong Stormtrooper displayed with a UKG 85% patrol dewback. So how cool is that? Reins are unbroken. Just a great display with the catalog behind it there. So that is an awesome custom display. That one's already at 255 pounds, which is $323 US. Again, that's probably going to finish up, I would think, $500 US plus, if not higher. Just an awesome display. It's nice and compact and just would display really great on your shelf if you're into those kind of combination figure with the creature or the mini rigs, things like that. There's all kinds of customs that UKG does that are really nice, and this is definitely one of them. So again, that one ends Saturday evening. Here are some diecast. So if you want an instant diecast loose graded collection and you're unwilling to wait for the ridiculous wait times that CAS has for these, my last batch took 10 months and one of them arrived broken, and so I'm probably gonna have to wait another 10 months for that one to get recased. So they take a long time at CAS. I would argue the case display is better than what UKG offers, but you can buy it right now already graded from UKG. This is a UKG 80% land speeder. That one's at 32 pounds. He also has the X-Wing graded UKG 75%, and then the diecast Darth Vader's TIE Fighter or TIE Advance. That one's graded UKG 80. So if you want an instant collection of loose diecast graded, loose graded diecast, there you go. They've got three of them: the Land Speeder, the X-Wing, and the Darth Vader TIE Advanced, all in 75 or 80 grade from UKG. And they're nice displays. I'm not trying to disparage the displays. They're very nice. It's just CAS does it totally better than everybody else with that little ramp and kind of enclosure. It's very nice. They do take up a lot of space. That's the only negative. Whereas these are a little bit more compact, and you can kind of make them a little more compact and not take up so much shelf space, which is the problem, as you see right down here next to my beautiful photos that or drawings that the blacked out Ewok sent me for Bosk and for the Death Star droid. I added those to my shelf here, so thank you again, BOE, for those awesome drawings. But right next to the Death Star droid drawing from BOE are my loose graded diecast, and they take forever from CAS, and they take up a lot of space. So again, I'm not crapping on CAS. It is what it is. I'm sure they just have a lot going on, but it does take a long time, 10 months plus. I've seen as much as a year and a half for those. So here you go. If you don't want to wait and you want a smaller compact space with your display, UKG graded diecasts, there's three of them at auction, and they all end Saturday afternoon US time. I hesitate sending this one out, okay, because this is one that I would like to have, but I'm going to show it. It's a Return of the Jedi F baggie for Darth Vader. Very tough to find this particular baggie for Darth Vader. That, most of the Return of the Jedi baggies are not focused on first 12 figures, with the exception really of maybe the Han, the Made in China Han baggie. That one's fairly common, but this is not a common baggie. It's very tough to find. It's already graded CAS 80, and the seller wants $625 for it. I did receive an offer for $590. So if you happen to watch it and there's not a make an offer option, maybe you can just message this seller and say, hey, I saw your Darth Vader baggie on Action Figure Grader's What to Buy video. Can you send me an offer for $590 so I can use the eBay affiliate link and get some channel support going for AFG? So maybe he'll appreciate that and send that same offer that I received for $590. I'm tempted to buy it. It's something I wouldn't mind having, but I'm going to send it out. I'm going to put it in this video for those of you that maybe want it, but it's just a baggie that doesn't come up very often. Usually they're the SWD baggies or some of the earlier baggies, the Star Wars baggies for Vader. Once you get into the ESB and Return of the Jedi line of figures, the Darth Vaders are much less common, unfortunately. You see some overstock baggies that are not labeled at all sometimes, but this ROTJF baggie is one that I particularly found to be hard to find for Darth Vader. So I'm tempted, but I'm going to let you guys have first go at it. And again, it's listed for $625, but he did make me an offer for $590 on it. So maybe just message the seller. Next up, we've got an AFA 75 Plus Tri-Logo AT-AT driver. That one's unpunched. Beautiful example. That one's at $200 and ends Saturday evening at 9:33 Eastern Time. Also, I've got a beautiful double telescoping saber Luke Farm Boy with the brand new case style. The inner filament is pulled out and nicely displayed. UKG 80%. It's a DD lettered hilt. DD. I do like some good DDs. This is right now at 500 pounds and ends Saturday afternoon. Again, this one's from UChanged. I would expect this one, it's a UKG 80%. I would expect this one to probably close out at about $1,100 to $1,200 US dollars, somewhere in that ballpark. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it sells for less, but I think it's going to sell for over $1,000. But beautiful example. And it's at high grade and it's at auction. So if you're looking for a double telescoping saber Luke with the DD hilt, there you go. That is a beauty. Collectibles Investment Brokerage has an item that's particularly hard to find, and that's a 2003 Russian Oratet bootleg Yoda. I just received a loose graded one of these from a buddy of mine named Stu as a gift. He sent me a CAS 85 Plus example, and I've got that being featured in a video next week. But this one is a beauty. This is a Russian Oratet bootleg Yoda mint on card, and this is the correct mint on card because it has the date stamp or the kind of Russian stamp on the back that says 2003. So this is like an excise tax or government stamp on the back, and that's how you tell the real ones from the fake ones. This one is a legit example. The blister is only stapled on there, so AFA doesn't grade them. But if you send this to CAS, they will grade this item. So this is a beauty. Very tough to find these anymore. They don't show up very often anymore. It's a true survivor. And it's at $26. I think it's going to sell for between $150 and $200. That's my guess. It could go for a lot more. I don't know. But this is a really cool Russian bootleg Oratet Yoda. They're based on the Power of the Force 2 mold for Yoda. And I got a loose graded example from Stu. Thank you again, Stu, for that example. And I'll show you my example next week in a different video. But there you go. Awesome card back. Really cool Russian language on the card back with a, I guess Luke Skywalker and his X-Wing pilot. That's what he's supposed to be. Fighting in the Death Star. Pretty awesome item. I've got some comics to finish things up. I've got a Hyperspace Stories number 10 in a CGC 9.8. This is the first appearance of the Bad Batch team from Dark Horse. This is a 2023 comic. It's at $30 starting bid, and it's from Old Man Comic Guy, who I have bought from in the past. I bought my newsstand Heir to the Empire number 1 CGC 9.8 from this seller. Cannot recommend him enough. I am not affiliated or being paid to promote his item. This is just a book that I think some people might like since it is the first appearance of the Bad Batch team. I don't have this book yet, and if you guys don't bid on it, I am going to. I would expect this to sell for around $80, somewhere in that ballpark. Next up, I've got Graveyard Moon. This is Republic issue number 51 from 2003. This is a Dark Horse comic, and this is the first appearance of Dirge the Bounty Hunter. This one is listed for 125 pounds, which is about market right now. A great cover with Obi-Wan and Anakin from the Clone Wars era. And again, it's a first appearance of a key bounty hunter, Dirge the Bounty Hunter. They just brought him back in the Marvel line of comics, so you can expect more Dirge-related content, I would expect, at some point in the future. But great cover, lower print run since it's a Dark Horse book from 2003 at $125. There's 12 watchers on this one already. Next up, I've got a very hard-to-find Villanelli variant cover for High Republic number 1. This is an homage cover to the Clone Wars number 1, obviously the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano. This is one of the rarest High Republic books because they were very low print run. And this is a CGC 9.8. There's 6 different first appearances and just a great cover that shows Skier along with Keeve Trennis in the classic pose, just like on Clone Wars #1 from 1995. So here you go. It's at 26 bucks. It's going to go for a lot of money. This has come down in price, don't get me wrong, but I would expect this one to sell for at least $250 is my guess. Great cover. There is also a Virgin variant that's even more expensive because it's even lower print run, but this one will do just fine. It's a great cover. Next up, we've got a newsstand edition of Star Wars issue number 39 from the original Marvel run. The harder to find newsstand. This is the Part 1 adaptation of The Empire Strikes Back. A great Darth Vader cover. I have this in a direct edition, but this is the harder to find newsstand, as you can see on the CGC label. It's listed at $300. There are 6 watchers on it. I'm tempted on it myself, but I'm at least going to throw it out there in case somebody else wants it. Much harder to find this one in a newsstand than the direct edition, which is very plentiful. But newsstand edition, $2.99 is the list price on that one with $13.95 shipping. And then finally, we've got an auction for the 3rd print of Darth Vader #3. Obviously, the first appearance of Dr. Chelly Afra and her 2 murder droids, 000 and BT-1. This is the harder to find 3rd print, the green background. These are much lower print and much fewer on the CGC 9.8 census than the 1st or the 2nd print, to my knowledge. The 4th print is the hardest. The 3rd print is second most difficult. And it's only $21.50 right now. It ends Sunday evening. Great seller, all winners, 1942. I bought from this seller in the past. I would expect this one to sell for around $250. That's kind of my target price. Maybe $225 if you're lucky, but $250 if you want to be safe. But this is a much harder to find variant. The green really pops on this one. The 4th print has got a purple background. That pops even better, but that one's very expensive. That's $400 plus usually. So if you're looking for a much tougher CGC census count for what is otherwise a fairly common book in the 1st and 2nd print, here's your 3rd print. This is a good one to get if you don't want to spend the big money for the 1 in 25 Salvador La Rocca variant, which costs over $1,000. This one should probably close out at about $250 is my guess. Again, please use the eBay affiliate links below to maybe put in some early bids, low bids, and then come back and try and win it later when these auctions end. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, and I'll be back soon.